be better than this. Death would be better than this. And then I thought, could they not hear this awful sound growing louder and louder and louder and louder? Or could they? And were they mocking my horror? My grief and my agony was overcoming me, the sound growing louder and louder and louder and louder and louder and louder. I sprang from my chair, pointed to the floorboards and said, there's the beating of his hideous heart!
One morning in cold blood, I hung him there from a limb in the old oak tree out front. I hung my friend with tears in my eyes. He had never wronged me. He didn't mean to hurt me. But God most merciful above, that cat had to die. He had to go. And when the deed was done that night, I lay in bed with my wife and I awoke to the sound of fire. Our bedroom drapes ablaze in the night, and we barely escaped with our lives. Everything I had worked for, all my earthly possessions were gone. Burnt up. And I was possessed by this thought that maybe Pluto had come back for his revenge for my evil deed.
Now the lady in question goes by the name of Miss Virginia Clem. At the time of their marriage, Edgar is indeed 27 years of age, and Miss Virginia is 13. Don't kill the Poe story, and I'm just repeating a Wikipedia page, all right? But I assure you, as strange and unusual as that union would be today, back then, it was also really fucking weird.
Again, I beg, are you here because of Lenore? Will we be together again in heaven, far away? But again, the raven said, nevermore. Fine. Let that word be our sign of parting, bird or fiend. You lie! Go back from where you came, fly away without a trace. Leave me to my lonesome, not a bloom in this place. Take thy beak from my heart, and thy form off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore.
Turned and stood and looked at him firmly and silently in the eyes. There was a cry. The night dropped. And within a minute's time, Prospero, the ruler of that land, had fallen to his death. The dancers, they rushed into the room, but they stopped again, afraid. The strongest of men, they tried to hold that strange masquerader, but when they reached for him, through those grave clothes, there was no human form, there was no body, there was nothing. Now they knew the Red Death had come for them in the night. And one by one, the dancers fell and died as they hit the ground.